Hi everybody, welcome to the training camp wrap-up show presented by UPMC Health Plan. Let's go down to the field where Cam Hayward is kind enough to be standing by live to talk to us. And Cam's second day in a row with Pats coach Tomlin wanted to see who would rise above the adversity, is how he put it last night. Who made out the best offense or defense today?
I don't know who made out the best. I think it was pretty much a wash. I think there were some good plays on both sides. Defensively wise, I thought we were physical at the point of attack, but too many miscommunications on the back end.
I did want to ask you about the offensive line. Adrian Clem has made it very clear he wants them to play with a physical demeanor this season. What have you seen from these guys so far? I know it's just been a week here and only the third day in Pats.
You know, I just think it's growth. You know, from OTAs to minicamp to now, I've definitely seen them grow. It's a young bunch. Everybody's learning. And, you know, they got to have good communication. You know, I know Clem has stressed them a lot on their physical nature, but I've just seen a lot of guys like KG, Trey Turner come along. I think he brings that veteran leadership. So, you know, it's going to be a different group, but they got to get the job done.
All right, Tyson Alualu spoke to the media. He said Isaiah Loudermilk is a young Cam Hayward. Do you see that, and is that a big, tall task for the young rookie to take on?
You know, I don't ever try to compare guys. I think Isaiah's got a great background. He's a prototype 3-4 end. But you know, my thing for him is make your own legacy. You know, don't just try to be the next Cam Hayward or Brett Kiesel. You know, make sure your technique is sound. But you know, it's an ever-growing process. You know, you don't ever want to overload a rookie, but you know, he's got the body type to do it.
All right, last one for you, Cam. What was it like, especially today, a large number of fans to come out here and just to have that energy back at practice?
Man, it's awesome. You know, to go through what we went through last year and not have our fans, it was definitely one of a kind. But to have them back here, we're just very grateful to have them. And we got to make sure they're loud and proud and ready to have a good time.
All right, Cam, thanks for your time. Enjoy the day off tomorrow.
Thank you, Melissa. It's been an honor speaking to you today.
Oh, Cam Hayward. All right, thanks again to Cam for joining us. Now welcoming in Robert Labriola, since we're going by official first names now. He threw out a Melissa there, Labs.
Government name.
Yeah, that's what Coach T calls it. All right, Labs, it was the final day. It feels like a long stretch. Finally, that coveted off day tomorrow. Who made out, in your eyes, offense or defense today?
Well, good choice in terms of who we had as the player interview, in my opinion. It was another good day for the defense, or if you want to look at the glass half empty version, it was an off day for the offense. It just didn't seem like the offense really got in any rhythm. It was ragged. They couldn't sustain anything really. There were some fits and spurts, maybe a couple of highlights, but nothing sustained the way that you're looking for, especially coming down the stretch here into the first preseason game. And really, it started off right with 7 shots. The defense won the drill 5-2, and the offense didn't get on the board until the final 2 repetitions when Josh Dobbs was the quarterback and hit backup running back Kalen Ballage on back-to-back plays for those touchdowns. Another drill Mike Tomlin said he was looking forward to seeing was the outside linebackers against the tight ends, you know, in the run blocking area. Now, I'm sure that more sophisticated eyes might look over the video and find some things that I missed. But to my untrained eyes, the defense pretty much had their way with all of the tight ends who participated. Now, Eric Ebron did not practice today, again, with his elbow injury. And so I guess he doesn't deserve any of the criticism for this. But Zach Gentry, Freiermuth, Kevin Rader, and the new guy, Marcus. Yes, excuse me. Thank you. They all had their hands full with the Steelers' outside linebackers. Then you went to the 11-on-11 live tackling drill, and 2 bad exchanges. One from Kendrick Green to Ben Roethlisberger, and the other one was from John Leglue to Mason Rudolph. So those drive coaches crazy, that kind of stuff. Now, there, again, as I was saying, there were some isolated incidences of highlights by the offense. And there was one in this drill where Najee Harris broke a long run out over the left side that was made possible by James Washington's good block on the edge on cornerback James Pierre. But Pierre had another interception today, and in another passing drill, Shakur Brown had an interception on a ball that bounced off Zach Gentry's hands. Now, the offense did kind of get themselves together for the final period of the practice. It was a 2-minute drill, and Ben Roethlisberger took the team right down the field. They scored on a 3rd and goal when Roethlisberger did a slight roll to his right, bought some time, escaped the rush, and threw the ball to Deontay Johnson for a touchdown.
All right, and before we had a chance to hear from Cam Hayward, Labs Joe Hayden got on the mic for the scoreboard, thanked all of the fans in attendance. Coach Tomlin did pretty much the same thing prior to practice again today with Steelers Fest presented by Giant Eagle. A super fun day for families and everybody that was here. Thank you for your practice report. We do know that Coach Tomlin is heading over to the podium now down on the field to give his recap of practice. And as we said, the Steelers are off tomorrow, then back on Monday and Tuesday. Practice will not be open on Wednesday, and then it's crazy, Labs, believe it or not, the first preseason game, that Hall of Fame game, is taking place on Thursday. All right, we're still waiting for Coach Tomlin. So, Labs, is there anything else you want to quickly tell us about the practice report?
Well, then, after the Ben Roethlisberger series, where he ended it with a touchdown pass to Deontay Johnson, then Dwayne Haskins took over and did the same. The Steelers ended up scoring on a play with 35 seconds left, in which Haskins found Anthony McFarland all alone in the right flat, and he was able to run the ball in the end zone for the touchdown.
Dave, first I'd just like to say congratulations to the Hall of Honor inductees, man. Tunch, Kolb, Lake, and Lips, man, those are some Steeler names right there. Congratulations to those guys and their families. Excited about the work we had an opportunity to do here today. Answering the bell, coming back out for the second day in a row, carrying our pads, putting ourselves in competitive circumstances where we have to deal with some of the attrition things associated with this process. We were leaking a little bit in some areas, man, but it's an opportunity for guys to show their mettle and rise up, and certain guys to put their conditioning on display. And that's the thing about this process. One man's misfortune is another man's opportunity. Somebody's unavailable, it's increased availability for someone else, provided they're positioned to take it. And conditioning is an element of that. We'll see what the tape looks like and see who was able to make positive of extra work under the circumstances. That's a big component of it as well. You know, opportunities happen in this game, and you got to be ready to seize it, man. There's so many examples of that. How about Spillane last year, you know, getting an opportunity to play an increased role, and people got a chance to get to know him. That only happens if you're highly conditioned and prepared for the opportunity. So we cite examples like that. We take them through processes like this to prepare them and ready them for those moments. Questions?
Mike, the much anticipated backs-on-backers run game. I assume you orchestrated 56 against 88. What did you see there? What were you looking for?
You know, 56 is a guy that has big-time urgency in his play. His motor runs hot, and we're just trying to develop that in pad. And so you partner those guys together to create that. That's the iron-on-iron principle. There's a rhyme and reason to a lot of the matchups, and usually it's about one man's strength versus another element of the next man's game that needs improvement. And in the case of those two, we just like the finish of Alex, and so we're going to pit pad in those circumstances.
Mike, the 2-minute drill with Ben going to have to make it a little bit more difficult next time? It was pretty quick.
No, we work on the short field sometimes, because usually that puts you in a position where you got to choose from a large number of plays down in here in the high red. And so we wanted to definitively get in the high red some and make some decisions. And so from time to time, we're going to put them on the short field, but the time on the clock is corresponding. We shortened the field. We had them under a minute. They did their thing. When you hit a chunk that early in the game, man, it's going to give you a leg up. And so that's why it appeared that way.
The inside run or team run drill, whatever you want to call it, were you more upset that there were some negative plays, or more impressed that Najee kind of made one?
I don't know that I was upset at all, to be honest with you. It's just ebb and flow associated with play this time of year.
Gentry looked like he had an appetite for one-on-one.
He did, but boy, we're going to put him in more circumstances. You know, the tight end position is a unique one because of the challenges that they face week in and week out in the NFL. Some weeks, man, they're blocking outside linebackers. Some weeks they're blocking big men, 4-3 ends, and so that's why some tight ends look like Pat and some tight ends look like Zach. You know, Zach is a guy that has a skill set and a body to match up with 4-3 people, and so he better distinguish himself in those circumstances.
What distinguishes a back who can catch the ball versus a great pass catching back?
I'm sorry?
A guy who could just catch a ball, like, okay, he can catch, versus a guy who is really a great pass catcher. Like Labriola from years ago was a great pass catching back.
You know, it's just, I guess I don't understand what you're asking there.
What makes a back a great pass catcher?
Just, you know, first the ability to win and create space, and usually in tight space areas. Oftentimes, you know, like right now in the process, man, we're really working on them finding escape lanes and leaking out through the rush. You know, catching the ball is one thing. Being a consistent component in the passing game is another, and those are awareness-related things and not necessarily skills relative to catching.
Might get a couple more drops in team periods and prior. Is that just this time of the year, or 5 in a row, or is that explanation of why that might happen?
I'm sorry, you know.
There was one flopped up in the air for an interception.
What period are you talking about?
What's that one where
Gentry, Shakir, and Brown.
Yeah, Gentry's got to catch it.
Two more?
When you put them in pads back-to-back days, is there any certain group you're looking at, and what kind of you get the response you?
You know, I'm really just kind of looking at all of them. You know, just the attrition associated with this process kind of, you know, elevates my attention in all the groups, because usually it's guys that are getting an opportunity to elevate, guys getting an opportunity to run with the ones, guys getting an opportunity to run with the twos who may have not had an opportunity to do so. So it's exciting from that standpoint.
Final one. We've seen a lot of Melvin Ingram. What has really stood out about him?
He knows how to play. He's a veteran. You feel his veteran presence. You see the thoughtfulness in his skills relative to his position. He looks like a guy that's done this for a while at this level.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, that was Coach Tomlin after the Steelers' final practice. Friendly reminder, the team is off tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday at 1:30 with our training camp live show. We hope you join us then. Have a great Sunday, everybody. We'll see you then.